was New Year's Eve. Everyone celebrating. Fireworks, laughter, gathering with their loved ones watching the New Year's party. I was making dumplings with my parents. Then my phone rang. It was my boyfriend. That number put a big smile on my face. I walked in my room, closed the door behind me. Hello? It was silent. Hello? Can you hear me? Finally, I heard him sobbing. Is everything okay? I got worried. Then he started crying loudly. I was freaking out a little. What happened? Are you okay? And he said, no. I will tell you something. I can't do this anymore. Do what? I can't keep lying anymore. Lying about what? And what he said next shattered my world. I'm sorry. I'm still married. This time, it was me who was silent. For a few seconds, I couldn't even process it. I thought I misheard. My heart stopped. I asked, wait, what did you say? He said it again with his crying voice. I'm sorry, but I'm still married. I froze. Then I screamed. What are you talking about? You even showed me your divorce paper at one time. And he said, it was forged. At that moment, I felt everything fade, and all I could hear was my own heartbeat. I remember my whole body was shaking and my hands went cold and I couldn't breathe. I didn't know what to do at that moment. I wanted to throw the phone onto the wall, I wanted to curse his head off, and most of all, I wanted to punch him in the face. I was furious. Furious that he lied. Furious that I believed him. And furious that I overlooked all the signs. Furious that I had given so much to a lie. And I was thinking, what a coward. He didn't even have the courage to tell me in person. He had to drop a bomb on me over the phone. Happy New Year to me, right? What a jerk. He probably knew that he wouldn't make it out alive if he did deliver that news in person. That night, I cried myself to sleep. I remember staring at the ceiling and thinking, why would someone do that to another human being? Something inside me broke that night. Not just my heart, but my trust. My trust in others, and also my trust in myself. It was the most heartbreaking New Year's Eve of my life. But that also became the beginning of a very different kind of year. A year of awakening, healing, and rebuilding. Hey, welcome back to Love with Eve. I'm Eve Kyle, a certified relationship coach who helps women heal from toxic love. And today, we're diving deep into one of the hardest parts of healing, how to trust again after a heartbreak. If you ever said, I'll never trust again, this episode is for you. Because I've been there, completely broken, questioning everything. And today, I will share how I went from total heartbreak to building a life filled with peace, safety, and love. This is my story behind the lesson. After my divorce, I thought I knew what I wanted. I wanted someone who sees me, hears me, and makes me feel secure and loved. So when I met someone who was attentive, gentle, and loving, it felt like oxygen. I fell for him head to toe. But something always felt off. He would disappear for days without reach, or weeks with minimal contact. And he would have a dramatic story ready, like, my dad has cancer, my ex tried to kill herself, my mom is dying. There was always something. There was always a reason, excuse. And I believed him because I wanted to believe him. See, when you starved of love, all the red flags became blurry, and you tell yourself, this time it's different. Until that New Year's Eve phone call, when he said those words, "I'm still married." It shattered everything inside me. That night, as I sobbed into my pillow, I realized I wasn't just mourning him. I was mourning the version of me who still believed that was possible. I woke up the next morning feeling hollow, but something inside me whispered my core belief. When something bad happens, that means something better will happen down the road, because I deserve something better. And that belief kept me going. For a long time after that betrayal, I couldn't trust anyone. Not a friend, not a smile, not even myself. I couldn't trust my own choices. I couldn't even trust myself to pick the right avocado at the grocery store. I couldn't trust my judgment. The silence after heartbreak is painful. You start replaying every conversation, every text, every red flag you ignored, and you ask yourself the same question over and over. How did I let this happen? One night, I sat on my living room floor surrounded by tissues and hot bottled wine and staring at the candle burning down to nothing. And I realized something. I could let that betrayal define me, or I could let it refine me. And I was thinking, this pain is not going to be the end of my story. And that thought became the spark that started my healing. See, when you've been betrayed, you don't just lose trust in others. You lose trust in yourself. And you wonder, how did I not see the signs? Or what if it happens again? The fear is powerful, but so is your ability to heal. So today, I want to walk you through 5 steps to trust again after heartbreak. Out of that pain came a framework that not only helped me heal, but also changed my life. And the 5 steps are called WT.F.C.K. Yes. What the fuck? Okay. When I first scribbled the initials down, I laughed out loud. I was like, oh my gosh, that's exactly how I felt. So when you are betrayed, that's the first thing that comes to your mind or out of your mouth, right? Like, what the fuck just happened? So we're going to use it. And trust me, you'll remember it. Now let's break it down. Each letter represents a step that helped me rebuild trust and reconnect with myself piece by piece. First one, W. W is for know your why. Ask yourself why you want to trust again. When you've been betrayed, your instinct is to shut it down. You say, I will never open up again. Because pain leaves scars that say, don't you dare try again. But here's the truth. If you stop trusting, you stop living. We resist trust because we want to protect ourselves from pain. But behind the fear is also a longing for connection, love, and freedom from loneliness. So the first step is to ask, why do I still want to trust again? For me, my why was simple but powerful. Because I didn't want my past to decide my future. I didn't want fear to build walls where love could grow. If I didn't learn to trust again, I would be disconnected from everything that makes life beautiful. I would close the door not just on others, but also on my own heart. Trust opens the door to possibilities, to love, friendship, and real intimacy. You don't have to be fearless to start. You just have to be courageous. So ask yourself, why is it worth trying again? That reason will be your anchor when fear tries to pull you back. Next, T is for trust yourself first. Here's the truth. You can't rebuild trust in others until you rebuild it with yourself. After that breakup, I didn't even trust my own choice anymore. I kept asking, how could I have been so blind? So I started small. Every day, I practiced reconnecting with myself. Practice self-awareness in small daily choices. Reconnect with yourself and ask, what do I truly want? What do I no longer tolerate? When you go out to eat, ask yourself, what do I really want to eat? When you go shopping and ask yourself, do I really like this? Or do I think someone else will? Everything begins with you. Be responsible. Keep promise to yourself. If you say you do something, follow through. That's how you build self-trust. When you say you take a walk, make it happen. When you say you'll delete a number, delete it and never look back. Rebuild your self-esteem through self-love, self-acceptance, self-compassion, self-care, and self-appreciation. Be your own cheerleaders and your own best friend. Check out my video about the 4 pillars of self-love if you want to cultivate self-love. When you start honoring yourself, you know you can trust your own judgment again. And those tiny acts build self-trust, brick by brick. Because trust isn't built in grand gestures, it's built in daily consistency. And when you trust yourself, you stop needing others to validate your worth. And that's when you become unstoppable. F is for face your fear. Let's be honest, when we say I can't trust anyone, what we really mean is I'm scared. Scared of being fooled again. Scared of being hurt again. Scared of losing ourselves again. Fear is a protector, but it can also be a prison. Fear doesn't tell the whole story. It can also block you from what's good. While I was healing, I began to challenge my fearful thoughts. When I thought all men are liars, I asked, is that really true? When I thought, I'll just get hurt again, and I asked, what if I don't? Every time I challenged fear, I made room for hope. Fear said, you are too broken to love again. And hope whispered, you are wiser now. Fear said, no one can be trusted. And hope answered, you can trust yourself. The truth is, you don't overcome fear by fighting it. You overcome it by walking beside it. Courage doesn't mean the fear is gone. It means you show up no matter what. And when you do that, fear loses its power. And you ask yourself the empowering questions. What if the next person is trustworthy? What if I find the love I truly deserve? Replace fear-based thoughts with affirmations like, I choose to trust again because I want to experience real intimacy. There are many caring, trustworthy people in the world, and I am worthy of healthy love. Remember, you are not naive for wanting to trust again. You are brave. C is for get to the root cause and break the cycle. Sometimes we don't just have a trust problem, we have a pattern. We keep attracting the same kind of partners because somewhere deep down it feels familiar. That's where attachment styles come in. Here's a quick snapshot. Anxious types chase love to feel worthy. Avoidant types push love away to feel safe. And somehow they find each other again and again. If this resonates with you, go watch my other video called Break the Toxic Pattern for Good. In that video, I explain in details why we attract certain people, what our attachment styles mean, and how to heal them once and for all. It's the very first video I made because I truly believe that's the most critical part of our healing. For me, I discovered I had anxious attachment. I thought chaos meant connection. If things were calm, I thought something was wrong. I kept chasing emotionally unavailable men because their distance felt familiar. I mirrored the little girl who was invisible and craved love while I grew up. And once I learned that, I realized I wasn't cursed. I was conditioned. And that's when I started reprogramming my patterns. I learned to pause instead of chase, to observe instead of fix, to walk away instead of explaining myself. Breaking the cycle means becoming aware of your pattern and changing the narrative. Because until you understand the root, you'll keep watering the wrong garden. You begin to recognize that peace doesn't feel boring, it feels safe. And that's how you build healthy trust again, from the inside out. And last one is K. K is for keep your mind open, your heart close, and your own pace. After betrayal, we tend to swing between extremes. We either give our hearts away too quickly, just like gambling. You want to throw in more money right away, hoping to get it all back. Or we shut them down completely and never want to go back there. But healing lives in the middle. You don't have to rush into trust. Start by trusting your intuition again. Start by believing that you will know better next time. When you feel ready to open your heart, do it gradually. Let actions, not words, show you who's safe. You know you're ready when peace feels stronger than fear. Keep your mind open, because not everyone is your ex. There are honest, kind, emotionally available people out there. People who will show up, communicate, and choose you daily. But also keep your heart close. Protect it. Don't hand it to someone who hasn't earned it. Let trust be built, not given. And keep your own pace. Healing isn't linear. You don't have to be ready for anyone's timeline. Start with trusting yourself. When you trust yourself, you become your own safe space. And that's why you attract safe love. Fast forward to today, I'm married to my dream guy. He is everything I once thought didn't exist. He earned my trust every single step of the way. He was an open book from day one. No guessing, no games, no ghosting, no secrets. He gave me something I never had before: peace. Not the kind of peace that's quiet because you are scared to speak, but the kind of peace that's steady, secure, and full of love. For the first time in my life, love felt calm. It didn't set off alarms, it quieted them. He didn't fix me. He proved that safe love exists. And I could receive it because I have done the work to trust myself again. He's my partner, my best friend, and together we'll build a beautiful life with 3 amazing kids. This is what healing built. And you know what? If I had let betrayal define me, if I decided I would never trust again, I would have missed all of this. Our life isn't perfect. No relationship is. We still have our moments and ups and downs, but it's real, respectful, and built on a solid foundation of trust that can carry whatever life throws our way. So don't let your pain close your heart. Let it open your eyes. Healing doesn't just bring you peace. It prepares you for the love you always deserve. So let's recap this because I want you to carry it with you. W is for knowing your why. Reconnect with your purpose for trusting again. T is for trust yourself first, keeping your promises and honoring your word. F is for face your fear, challenging your thoughts and make space for hope. C is for get to the root cause, understand and heal your attachment patterns. K is for keep your mind open, your heart close, and your own pace. Rebuild safely, slowly, and intentionally. These steps took me from my darkest heartbreak to my healthiest love. They turned my pain into purpose, confusion into clarity, and fear into freedom. If this story touched your heart, please like this video, share it with someone who needs hope, and subscribe for more weekly conversations about love, healing, and empowerment. And tell me in the comments, what is one takeaway that you got out of this video? And remember, trust isn't about letting everyone in. It's about letting yourself out again. You don't need to be fearless. You just need to be courageous enough to try again. You can heal. You can love again. And you can trust. Not because the world suddenly became safe, but because you chose to heal. I'm Eve, and this is Love Forward. Until next time, heal the past, empower your present, and love forward.